Hey guys, welcome to today's video. If you have clicked on this video, you are probably experiencing some tightness or stiffness in your legs, or you are experiencing some lower back pain which you want to ease or relieve. Now, on that note of lower back pain, if this is an ongoing issue, then please consult your doctor or a specialist, because it can be due to a number of things, and it might not necessarily be tightness. It could also be weakness in the area, and it could also be things that you were doing in your daily life or on a daily basis which are contributing to your pain, which you aren't actually aware of. So it's very important that we get down to the root cause of what is actually causing your pain before you start to just stretch and try and treat it yourself. Now, with that being said, today we are going to be loosening all the muscles in our legs as well as around our hips and our lower back. So get yourself into some comfy clothes and we'll get right into it. Now, to begin with, we are going to be taking a seated position. Now, you can either come on your knees or come down into a cross-legged position. And we're just going to mobilise the spine a little bit. So you're going to take your hands forwards, round your back, tuck your chin to your chest and breathe the air out. And now take your hands back and open up that chest. Send your head back if it feels comfortable and stretch your collarbones. Now bring your hands forwards, round your back, really tuck it in and take it back and open up your chest. And one more time, so round your back, tuck your tailbone under chin to chest and take it back and stretch up nice and tall. Good, okay. I want you to come onto all fours. And we're going to start by taking your right leg back. And from here, I just want you to rock backwards and forwards into that ball of your foot. So you should be activating the calf here a little bit. You should start to feel it warm up and stretch out a little bit. Just rock it back nice and slow. Good. Okay, so now I want you to take that leg up. You're going to activate those glutes a little bit. Take a few pulses here. And now bring that foot right next to your right hand at the front. Slowly take yourself to sit up. And you're going to take one arm and stretch it up. But here I want you to really think about tucking your tailbone under. Okay, so that is what is going to really help activate the stretch in your hip flexor. So you should even really feel it here when you're just kneeling in this position and you're tucking that tailbone under. So you're going to take one arm up, so your left arm comes up, and take some deep breath here. Good, and now we're just going to take it over towards your right hand side. So let your shoulders drop to your right hand side and you should feel that stretch deepen. Hold it here, make sure you still got that tailbone tucked under and your glutes engaged a little bit. One more deep breath here. Good, and release. Okay, so from here you can then just kneel forwards, or lunge forwards I should say. You might need to shift your back knee back a little bit, so your left knee back, and just sit here for a few seconds and take some deep breaths. You should feel that stretch all the way down the front of that thigh and in your hip flexors, as well as in a little bit maybe in your hamstrings in that front leg. Deep breath. Now there is the option to deepen this stretch, and that is to bring your elbows down to the floor, but just go at your own pace, do whatever feels comfortable, do whatever feels good. This is for you guys to just get the most out of whatever whatever level or whatever pace you want to go at. Just take some deep breaths. You might want to rock to the sides a little bit, very gently, and take some deep breaths. Good. You might also find that as you breathe here, you can deepen that stretch a little bit further as your muscles relax. Hold it here for a few more seconds. Nice deep breath in and out. Good. Okay. Now come back onto your hands if you weren't already. And you want to take palm of your hand, place it on the inside of that right knee, and you're just going to push that knee away from your shoulders and turn your shoulders towards the opposite way. Now you can take some deep breaths here. You should feel a nice stretch all around your hip area. You might even feel it in the sides of your body, your back maybe. This is just a really nice stretch. Also allow that sole of the foot to come off the mat if it wants to, and that will just help deepen the stretch and just make you feel a lot more relaxed in the stretch. Also be aware and be conscious of lengthening your spine, and you will feel that stretch slightly differently, and it might even deepen the stretch a little bit for you. So really lengthen that spine and take some deep breaths here. Good. One more breath. Good. Okay, slowly ease that back. Bring that knee to face directly in front of you. And we're just going to slowly send those hips back and straighten out that front leg. Now don't worry if you can't place your hands on the floor, even if it means like having to hold onto something next to you, maybe place your hands on a table or on an object. That is completely fine. Or even if it just means that your front leg is slightly bent, but you can still feel that stretch down the back of your legs, so in your hamstrings, then that is also fine. Just like I said, go at your own pace. The main thing is that you want to make sure that your hips are stacked on top of that knee, the back knee, and you've got a nice line down that back of that leg. Okay, so have keep that front leg straight and just take some deep breaths here, or straight if you can, sorry. And just try and push that knee down towards the ground, and that will help activate your hamstrings a little bit as well. So we're going to activate that hamstring for 4, 3, pushing that knee down, 2, 1, deep breath in and release, and let it relax, and you might feel that stretch deepen a little bit. Okay, now I want you to bring those toes up towards your chest and just hold it here. Now you should feel that stretch down the back, the lower half of your legs, so in your calf muscles. Good. Also be conscious of keeping that back as straight as possible and your chest up. That hinge in your hips will really help activate and stretch the hamstrings safely. Okay, and slowly release. So bring that foot back round to all fours. We're going to do the same on the other side. So send your left foot back onto the ball of your foot, and we're just rocking backwards and forwards here. Activating those calves a little bit and just loosening them up a little bit. Good. Make sure you are always conscious of your posture and really keeping your muscles active in these movements. Even though we are stretching, we want to be aware of what we are doing and make sure that we are doing these stretches with a safe posture and effective posture. Okay, now we want to take that foot forwards, bring it forwards towards your left. So your left hand comes towards your left, your left foot comes towards your left hand. And you can take it up, tuck that tailbone under, and you should feel a nice stretch down the front of that, leg. And when you're ready, you can take that arm up, so take your right arm up, reach up nice and tall, and take some deep breaths here. Make sure the left knee is tracking forwards. Good, and when you're ready, just take it over, drop your shoulders over to your left hand side. You should start to feel that stretch deepen a little bit and even feel a stretch down the side of your body. Good, okay. Now bring those hands down. And maybe shift that knee back a little bit, and you're just going to lunge forward. So hands on either side and just lunging forwards. Now again, if you want to deepen that stretch, feel free to bring those hands onto the inside of that leg. Maybe even bring your elbows down to the ground if you can, or if you want to deepen that stretch, depending on your level of flexibility. Again, just go at your own pace and do what feels good. Maybe do some rocks side to side, very gently. Good. Couple breaths here, you might want to take it deeper. One more deep breath. Good. Okay, now slowly walk your hands up. We're going to take that palm of our hand and you just want to place it on the inside of that left knee. You're going to push that knee away and twist your shoulders the opposite way and really think about lengthening that spine. So lifting your chest, not sinking into it, but really lifting that chest and thinking about keeping yourself nice and tall. Good, another deep breath here. Nice, and slowly release that. Okay, now I'm going to send those hips back. Again, you might need to shift that back knee back a little bit and slowly step back into it. So remember, you want those hips stacked over your knee in a nice straight line. And you're just going to straighten that front leg if you can. If you can't place your hands on the floor, hold on to something next to you, place an object next to you. Just go as far as you can. Again, as well, if you can't get your knee straight, then having your knee bent is absolutely fine. You might find that eases off as you breathe into this stretch. So breathing is so important when you're stretching because it just helps relax those muscles a little bit further. Okay, so we're going to activate that hamstring a little bit by pushing that knee down towards the ground. So we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in and out and relax. We're going to take those toes towards our chest. So we're actually activating our quads there. If we were activating our hamstrings, we would be pushing our heel down into the ground. There you go. A nice deep breath here. remember making sure that back is nice and straight, keeping that chest proud. Good, and slowly release. Okay, now I'm going to come back onto all fours. And from here, I want you to bring your right knee forwards in between your hands. So we're going to do a little pigeon stretch here, so a nice glute stretch. And from here, I want you to think about bringing your knee out slightly. So your knee is going to be tracking slightly towards the corner of the mat, and you might want to shift your foot up a little bit. So you will either be, if I do it facing this way, it will either be in this right angled position, or I find more comfortable just having the foot tucked in a little bit. But what you don't want is your knee directly facing towards the other side of the mat. Okay, so just hold this here. Should get a nice stretch in just the side of your bum, and I want you to think about lifting your chest up nice and proud, taking some deep breaths here. So by lifting your chest up, you should feel like your lower back activating a little bit. You might even feel it in your glutes. So we're just activating it here first before we go into our relaxed stretch. So nice deep breath here. And we're just going to fold that over. Walk your hands forwards wherever it goes, or wherever you go, wherever you can go. And just take some deep breaths here. Now you might find that you can't get your elbows down to the floor because this is quite an intense stretch. So even if it just means walking your hands forwards a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Again, just take some deep breaths and just go at your own pace and do what feels good for you. Really try and think about relaxing into that stretch with each breath. So as you inhale, maybe you might extend a little bit, and as you exhale, just fall into that stretch a little bit deeper. Good, okay. So we'll walk those hands back. We're going to switch legs, so maybe tuck your toes, send that leg back, and bring the other one forwards. So again, make sure that knee is pointing toward the outside of the mat, and maybe shift your foot further up a little bit if it feels comfortable. Some people might even find the stretch better in that right angled leg position. Just make sure your hips are tracking forwards. That's something that I forgot to mention on the other side, but just make sure your hips are tracking forwards and so you're not falling into one side. So keep that chest up nice and proud by activating our lower backs here a little bit. Good. Nice deep breath here, one more. Good, and this one, then deep breath in and slowly walk those hands forwards wherever you can. Go to just sink into that stretch wherever feels good. One more deep breath here. Good, okay. And now slowly walk your hands back. And from here, We're going to send that leg back. Again, we're going to come into a slight down dog position. We're just going to stretch out those calves a little bit more. So I want you to place one foot, so I want you to place your right toes behind your right ankle. So your left toes behind your right ankle, and you're just going to allow those toes to help bring that back heel down towards the ground. Now you might find that your foot is here, it might be here, it might be here, you might not be able to get your legs straight. That's fine, just go to whatever feels good and just hold that there. Okay, now I want you to come up onto your toes for 3, 2, 1, and slowly sink back down into the ground. So sink that heel right down into the ground and send your knee towards the back of the room. You might want to bend that knee slightly, and you should feel a stretch in the deeper portion of your calf muscle, and that is your soleus muscle. So that's the muscle that hides behind the big gastrocnemius. Okay, we're going to switch sides. So send the right toes behind the left heel of the foot. Just hold it there. Now we're going to come up onto our toes for 3, 2, 1, and slowly sink that heel back towards the ground. Now what this activating the muscles is doing is contracting the muscle fibers, which allows them to just relax that little bit further as you stretch. Nice deep breath, and we're going to bend that knee slightly, so you're going to feel that in the deep portion of your calf. Good. Okay. Now bring that down. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Okay. So from here, I just want you to sit onto your side, and we're just going to mobilize those hips a little bit. So have your knees, have your legs at a right angle, and you're just going to take those knees round in a semicircle, just mobilizing those hip joints a little bit and opening everything up. Good. I'm just going to do one more here and back around the other way. Good. Okay. Now I want you to sit nice and tall on your mat. You're going to have your legs out straight in front of you. Okay, we're going to flex those toes. And we're going to hug our left leg in. So bring that heel nice and close to your bum, as close as you can, sitting up nice and tall. You're going to take a nice stretch here, so flexing the toes towards your chest in that right foot. Take a nice stretch here and bring that elbow round towards the outside of that left leg. Now you can place your left hand behind you and just really think about lifting that chest nice and tall and rotating those shoulders to the other way, up towards the back of the room. Nice deep breath here. Now you might find that you can't place your hands on the ground. That's fine. You can just even just hold this twist here and hug your knee in tight, wherever feels comfortable. Nice deep breath and relax and bring it in. Now from here I want you to place the sole of that left foot in towards your right thigh. So we're in a slight tree pose, and you're going to take one arm up, or take both arms up, sorry, and reach over towards your right toes. You should feel a nice stretch in your hamstrings here. Take a nice deep breath. You might find that you can't reach your toes, that's fine. Just come down to your leg, wherever feels good, wherever feels comfortable. Just take some deep breaths and relax into it. Good. Okay. Now bring that knee in and take the other leg out. So your left leg comes out straight. Hug your right knee in nice and tight. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to stretch up, flexing that toes, or flexing your left toes towards your chest. You're going to take your elbow towards the outer part of your right knee and just lift your chest up nice and tall here. Take some deep breaths. Again, if it doesn't feel comfortable to place your hands on the floor, just hug that knee in and twist your shoulders out. Good. Okay, now from here we're going to take both hands up and reach towards, I'm going to place that foot down. I thought something felt a bit uncomfortable. We're going to get into our tree pose. So we're going to place the sole of our right foot in towards our left leg. We're going to reach up nice and tall and towards those toes. That feels better. Take some deep breaths here. Again, even if it just means reaching towards your calf or your knee, that's fine. Just make sure you keep that back nice and straight as possible, and you're hinging at the hips and you're not rounding that back and like sinking into it. You want to stay nice and tall here. Good. Nice. Okay. And slowly release. And from here, I just want you to shift your bums forwards and just allow yourself to slowly roll down onto your back. So making sure you engage that core, you're drawing that belly button down into the ground. Okay, so from here, I want you to really think about tucking your tailbone under, so drawing that belly button down and making your back sit flat against the floor. Now, this is how you can train yourself to think about engaging your core. Is thinking about really tucking the tailbone and drawing your belly button down towards the ground and making sure your back is nice and flat. Okay, so take your legs up, making sure your back stays flat. I want you to then just grab one leg. You can bend the other leg, place that down on the floor nice and slowly, making sure you are still keeping that core activated. So now you can just bring that leg nice and close to you. You might feel that you can take it straighter and bring it towards you. You should feel a nice deep stretch in your hamstrings. Or you can bend that leg and bring it closer. If you can't reach your leg, if you're here, that's fine. Get a prop, grab a dish towel or anything you like, and you can use that to help lever that towards your chest. So take another deep breath here. Good, and slowly release. Okay, still keeping that core activated, making sure that back is nice and flat on the floor. You're going to place the other leg down as you take your left leg up, nice and straight, and place that leg flat on the floor. So again, either have your leg bent and bring it towards you, or have it nice and straight and bring it towards you. Again, use a prop if you need. Just take some deep breaths here. Good, and slowly release that. So keeping that core engaged, taking it back down to the floor. Okay, so tucking that tailbone under, I want you to send those legs up. And I want you to think about crossing your legs over. And from here, you can either grab both feet if you can reach, or you can just hold it here with both, or hold your shins here. You should feel a nice stretch in your glutes and in your piriformis. This is a nice stretch for your piriformis. So take some deep breaths here. Good. Again, you might want to rock here very gently if it feels good. Good. And slowly release, keeping that core engaged. So this time we're going to switch legs. So you're going to cross the other leg over, bend those knees, and either grab your shins or the outsides of your feet, and just bring those, just bring them towards you a little bit so you get that nice deep stretch. Just allow yourself to sink into it with each breath. Good. Okay, and slowly release, keeping that core engaged. Now I want you to turn your soles in towards each other, and you can either grab the outsides of your feet, or the insides of your feet. You can grab the outsides of your feet, you can grab your toes, or you can just grab your shins, whatever feels comfortable. So we're going to go into a happy baby pose. So just here, allow your knees to drop down in towards the ground, keeping that back as always nice and flat down on the ground and on the floor. So you want those soles of your feet to come up or face the ceiling. Nice deep breaths here. Again, you might want to rock with this one. Good. Okay, and release. So hug those knees in nice and tight, and slowly, whilst engaging that core, just bring your feet slowly back down to the ground. Now you can just roll over to one side and just get nice and comfortable here. So you can have your knees slightly bent here, and you're just going to take one ankle and you're going to bring that ankle back towards your bum. So bring that heel towards your bum, and you should feel a nice deep stretch in the front of your thigh. This is a nice quad stretch. Again, always making sure that you are engaging the core, so tucking that tailbone under, and that will maximize the stretch that you feel down the front of that thigh. Now you can bring your leg out slightly, you can let it drop in, just find where that tightness is and hold it there and breathe through it. Good, okay. And slowly bring that back. Now you're going to roll over onto the other side. I'll just face this way. You can just roll over onto the other side, but for the sake of you being able to see me, you're going to take that ankle again. So hug your knee in, take that ankle back towards, and bring your heel towards your bum. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Again, so either bring it up, drop it down, find where it feels good. One more breath. Good. Okay. Now from here, just let that knee come down. You can push yourself up. So using that hand, just push yourself up. Bring your knees in. And just let your knees drop out to either side. So from here, we're just gonna stretch out our adductors, so the insides of our thighs. So you can push your, use your elbows to push your knees down here, or you can just actively push them down towards the ground. If you're actively pushing them towards the ground, it's a nice activation exercise for your glutes, as well as giving your adductors a nice stretch. But if you just want to stretch here, you can just push them down. Good. Again, we can do a bit of activation on those adductors as well, so you can push up against those elbows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in and out, and maybe push them down a little bit further. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. One more deep breath here. Good. And relax. Hug those knees in. Nice deep breath. And you are done. Thanks for joining me in my lower body stretch, guys. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends and family, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, as well as the notification bell, so you get notified whenever I post a new video. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope to see you in the next one.